All right, we're gonna let the list populate. Going to let the list populate. This is gonna be a short live because my son has his school stuff at 11 o'clock. Uh, Marshall versus Rankin, as you all may or may not be aware, has been it's been postponed, I should say, because I wouldn't say it was canceled. I don't think it's canceled. It's going to be rescheduled. I'm very confident in that. For those feeling a bit skeptical, just look at Mayer versus Joseph. That ended up getting pushed back because of the COVID. Herring versus Oquendo, I think that got postponed 2 times, 2 to 3 times. So, the show will go on. I know that the fighters are probably really upset, but that's the times that we living in. That every major fight that you looking forward to now, it has that roller coaster element that not only do they have to have a good camp and make the weight, but right before the fight, they got to get through that nasal swab. That's a part of the world now. That's normalcy now. That you ain't just got to do all the regular stuff. Everybody's got to get cleared. I just wonder why they decided to postpone it, because I remember Robert Garcia, one of his fighters had a fight and he had tested positive, and he just didn't go to the fight. That's how they chose to handle that Robert Garcia just chose not to go to the fight. So they had the I think they had the co-trainer, the assistant trainer, or somebody be in the corner for the fighter. So I wonder why was that not done? Why was that not an option? But then again, if you going into a title fight, you do want your head trainer to be there, because that was why Konstantin Ponomarev didn't want to go to Mexico when he was ordered to fight Ocampo for the IBF interim, a mandatory slot or whatever it was. It was because Abel Sanchez was unavailable to be in his corner. So I imagine that it's something similar like that going on here, but it'll get postponed. Like, look, Matchroom has a lot of cards coming up. That fight could pop up on Taylor versus Gutierrez. That fight could pop up on Usyk versus Chisora, or it could pop up in White versus Povetkin. The only thing that I'm like type gutted about is that they both worked real hard in camp to prepare for this fight. Hannah Rankin worked hard. Savannah Marshall worked hard. It's a big fight and it's a big opportunity for the both of them. So that's like probably the only thing that I'm like, damn, B, I wish it wouldn't have worked out that way. But all things considered, it's a, it's a. They'll postpone it. I have no doubts. It'll pop up on another. It'll pop up on another. On another. On the undercard of something else. This is gonna be a short live, by the way, fellas. This ain't gonna be a 3-hour live because my son's got his school stuff at 11. So you know what I mean. I'm probably gonna cut it short just before 11 o'clock. You know what I mean. But yeah, man, I'm gutted for them because I know that they was ready, man. They was ready to go. It was ready to go. Sucks, but that's just the world that we live in, and that's every fight. That includes this weekend's fight with Teofimo Lopez and Vasil Lomachenko. Everybody's got to be holding their breath Friday night that everybody made it through, that everything is in the clear. That's every fight. That's Mayer versus Brodnicka. That's Lomachenko versus Lopez. That's every fight now. I think people are just now realizing that, because it happens, and it happens often enough that, yeah, yo, that's what we living in, yo. That's where we at. About to post this delicious thumbnail. Y'all know I'm the king of thumbnails, right? Post this thumbnail. Because what's a good video without a good thumbnail? I was rocking Tone, was rocking Billow, Box Watch. Yep. Rob, Jambo, Lance. You know what I mean? So I'm looking around and I'm seeing what's out there. You know what I mean? And it's wild to me that people are still trying to like ride that Wilder short bus. Cause I see that people still trying to resist the facts. They're like, bro, it's a wrap. It's like it's a wrap. Let me just type this out real quick, fellas. Post it to Twitter. I said this isn't gonna be a long live because my son's got his school stuff at 11 and I gotta do it with him. So this is not gonna be a long live. The Saturday's fight bubble must be hermetic. We need this fight. I agree. I agree. While the fans are delusional, just like Spence. Yeah, I mean, bro, I've seen so much stuff. I'm not even. I'm gonna say that people send me stuff, and I think the reason that they send me stuff from other channels that they want me to address on this channel is because it's disgusting, bro. The way that these guys like to lie about stuff just so that people will watch their video. They put clickbait. Like I seen one video, the dude talking about Wilder slams Fury for pulling out of the fight, and then you watch the video, and ain't no quotes from Wilder in there. So why are you using that as the title? You trying to fool people into thinking that Wilder finally decided to speak up when the man hasn't said a word? That's ridiculous, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it's look. At the end of the day, it's just like the real world. You got people that they don't live by a code. They just like a piece of trash. Like they just do trash stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's ridiculous to me. How you gonna put on a title Wilder slams Tyson Fury for pulling out of the fight? And then people watch your video and Wilder ain't in it. Wilder not saying nothing. You ain't even got no quotes from Wilder addressing what you say in the title. That's ridiculous. And what's even more ridiculous than that is that day in and day out, these kinds of videos are uploaded, supposed to be news, and people are stupid enough to still watch that stuff. I'm like, yo, dog, like at the end of the day, yeah, they a bunch of con artists, but it's because these people out here is so easy to con. Like it's easy to get over on these guys because they're morons. That exactly, Nathan. That man hasn't said a word. And like the only time that Wilder had said something that people saw him was during the riots. That was the only time that Wilder said something where he came out and he did that bit of spoken word, and that was it. And after that, he went right back into hibernation. Like right after that. Not gonna lie, I sent you something before. It's only no. I mean, I'm not mad if I get sent stuff, Mr. Black Stallion. Like, I don't get mad at that. I'm only trying to characterize why is it that people become outraged, and that's why because you have people that have made it a profession to lie. Like they legit lie. They know they lying, and it's ridiculous. They're like, yo, dog, for the kind of lies that these people spread, they shouldn't even be allowed to have a platform because it's like, bro, what are you in the business of? Misinformation? You made it a career out of lying to people? That's crazy to me. Exactly, Virtuoso. Have you ever done a live with regards to who do you elect to this year's Hall of Fame? I mean, there's so many good fighters on there. I obviously think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. should be there. I also heard that Klitschko is one of the candidates, and I definitely think that Klitschko should be there. Uh, if you want a pecking order, I believe honestly, Klitschko and Floyd before Ward. I don't know if it's an either or situation. I'm a fan of Andre Ward. Make no mistake. I've been a fan of Andre Ward. But when I look at those careers comparatively, bro, in recent memory, who had a run like Vladimir Klitschko? 9 years a champion, 9 years, close to 10, taking on virtually anyone and everyone that was out there. Like, bro, that dude is a Hall of Famer, dog. That dude is a Hall of Famer. Floyd, that goes without saying. And I'm not talking about pay-per-view numbers. The dude's resume is sick. You know what I mean? And I don't want to make this a Floyd video. I don't want to get into the constant nitpicking that his career is riddled with, because I find it absolutely ridiculous. And that is a bigger conversation than I have time for here today. But I definitely feel that Floyd and Vlad should be shoo-ins to get in there, because both of those guys, not everybody, not even the nicest of the nice guys, you'll be lucky to have a career like Floyd and Vladimir did. You'll be lucky to have a career like they did. John Daly was good. I mean, I don't think it's been 5 years. It's been like, no, it hasn't been 5 years, because that would be saying that he hasn't fought since 2015. I think it's been what, three? But three, maybe two. But yeah, man, the card got postponed. It's not the end of the world. They can always reschedule. There's plenty of room for them to put Rankin versus Marshall on either Taylor versus Gutierrez, or Usyk versus Chisora, or Povetkin versus White 2, or even the Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev fight in December. There's plenty of places that they can put that card. It's just that if you the fighter and you was getting ready, and that's that they call you the week of the fight, like, nah, the fight is off for now, you're gonna be gutted. You're gonna be like, oh my God, now I gotta build myself back up and get my spirits back up on some undetermined date that I don't know right now. So AJ's supposed to be fighting December 12th, I believe it is, Michael. That's when the Pulev fight is supposed to go down. December 12th or December 19th, one of them days. But yeah, yo, I mean, that's a great question, kid Stacy, because I don't know. I don't know where he at. The last I heard about Jared Hurd, he was training under K. Karoma. Um, and I think it's about time for Hurd to have a fight with like a Erickson Lubin or somebody like that. I think that's a great fight for him. Jared, for those that are not aware, Jared already fought Tony Harrison and beat Tony Harrison. Jared already fought Julian Williams and lost to Julian Williams. To me, the ideal situation for Jared Hurd is to fight someone like Erickson Lubin. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. And if Erickson don't fight Jared, okay, let Erickson fight Julian, or let Erickson fight Jason Rosario. I think all of those fights make sense for Erickson, because those are former champions essentially, and that's the kind of experience that he needs. I don't think he need to be around Jermel Charlo for a while, to be honest. I think he need to make it through them fights with them kind of fighters before you go challenging Jermel again, because I don't see that much different in Erickson. I don't. I heard the Loma fight is free. It's not. The Loma fight, when people say that fight is free, is kind of misleading. Most people in America either have cable or they have streaming app packages, and ESPN is a part of those packages. And if you have cable, it's a part of your cable subscription. So to say that it's completely free, no, it's not completely free. You still have to have cable or something like that. Like, you still do. But for the most part, most people do. That's why ESPN, I think they reach well over 35 million homes, something close like to 80 million. So in theory, the fight should do good numbers, in theory. And it's not like Lomachenko never did good numbers on ESPN before. He did. He did good numbers with Jose Pedraza, I believe it was. It was either Jose Pedraza or Jorge Linares. It was one of them that he did very good numbers. So for a fight like this that people have been waiting for, I would be shocked and disappointed if it doesn't bring in at least a million. At least. It should. There's no reason it shouldn't. You don't got to come out of pocket. It's not $80. It's on a network that most people have. It should do good numbers. It should. That also, Jambo Brown, if you have Disney Plus, you can watch it. Was Peter Fury in the crowd with Tyson in Latvia watching Hosea Burton? I think he was. Exactly, Virtuoso. Free would be like if it was on Channel 5 or Channel 4 or Channel 7 or Channel 11. It's not necessarily like free where you ain't gotta have nothing. Like you still gotta have cable and or some kind of a subscription package. That could be you know what they got? They got Disney Plus. They got that other package. I forgot the name of that thing, man. I don't keep up with all that crap. But you know. But yeah, man. Maybe it's just me, but I think if anyone is gonna be Canelo, it's gonna be Billy. I don't see that, bro. Billy is way too inconsistent. You know that I saw recent pictures of Billy, and Billy looked heavy again. Like he looked heavy again. I just got Disney Plus. How does that work, Ring? Uh I think that on the Disney and bear in mind, I am not an expert on this whatsoever, but my understanding is that via Disney Plus, if you already have the ESPN app, not ESPN Plus, the ESPN app, you'll be able to just toggle to the app and you should be able to see the fights without having to put nothing in.
It's with the Hulu. Hulu upgrades and you can get Disney Plus the ESPN with that package.
All right, well, so it's a Hulu upgrade, and it's look, it's a lot of stuff that I'm not gonna do because I'm old.
We already have that upgrade.
I'm just saying. Jambo Brown, I have Disney Plus. I am the UK. Does that mean I can watch the fight? It should, John, but that depends on whether or not the UK rights. Like you know, that's how they get you with the borders. They get you with the borders. That yeah, it's free if you in America. If you in the UK,
What does Disney Plus have to do with it?
because he has Disney Plus and he's in the UK.
But what does Disney Plus have to do with it?
Disney Plus, Disney owns ESPN.
That doesn't mean that you get ESPN or Disney Plus.
I don't know.
It's separate. That's why the package upgrade was you get with Hulu. Upgrade was you get Disney Plus ESPN, not because you have Disney Plus you get ESPN.
But yeah, man. So we got to worry about that Friday night. That both of those guys passed their nasal swabs and. We got to worry about Loma not testing positive, Anatoly not testing positive, Teofimo Sr. and Jr. not testing positive. This is all stuff that is part of every single fight now. They're like, yo, you got to worry about whether or not they're going to pass that test, whether they're medically cleared to fight, you know? That's the pain in that's the pain in the butt that we all got to deal with every single fight now. We have to deal with that. I hope nothing happens. I'm hoping that everybody passes their tests, and if they don't pass their test, they let them fight anyway. Cause I want to see these fights, man. Because it's a lot of people that they tested positive and it turned out to be that they had antibodies, that it wasn't even that they had it so much they had that there was fighters that tested positive and then they took a more comprehensive test later on and it turned out, oh well, those were just antibodies because the person had the virus, not that they have it, but they had it. So
yeah, but they're not gonna let them fight with masks on their faces.
man, just let them fight, dog. Right?
One person tested positive and the other one didn't. They can't put the other person that didn't test positive at risk of catching it, and they get sick worse than the other one who already built antibodies against it.
Look, man, people just need to fight, all right? Nobody worried about this no more, right? It's time to fight, right? ESPN is not available in the UK. ESPN is only North America. Even if you have Disney Well, they have ESPN Knockout, which is I'm pretty sure that's Mexico. Pretty sure. I think it's Mexico. ESPN Knockout. Imagine some of the best with high fevers and chills. Yo, look, man, Gennady Golovkin had the flu when he fought Gabe Rosado, dog. Didn't he have the flu? David Hayes stubbed his toe. You know what I'm saying? Yuriorkis Gamboa fought with a torn ACL against the pay-per-view superstar in Gervonta Davis, man. Look, COVID ain't gonna hurt nobody, right? Oh, right, John, you right. It's just that ESPN Knockout, I don't think that channel is available to Americans. I don't think. Yeah, AJ had the flu when he fought Dominic Brazier. He had the flu. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? The show must go on. Yeah, the musical stylings. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Floyd fought with fractured hands. Gaddy broke his hand in one of them Ward fights. You know what I'm saying? George Groves still outboxed Chris Eubank Jr. with one arm. One arm, bro. He outboxed that guy with one arm. Yeah, you better, Lennox, because that's what I'm hearing. That Boris Johnson about to shut it down. He is about to shut it down. I think what most has my attention this morning, though, is how, never mind the parties involved, but Wilder's fans, bro, like these dudes is like, yo, y'all cats is like some real I don't even know, dog. Like, what is wrong with them dudes, man? They still making Fury running from the rematch. Bro, why would Fury need to run? Like, why? Like, did you not see the second fight? Like, what planet are you dudes living on, man? Like, yo, you telling me that you could watch somebody get their whole ass beat, both cheeks, they could get their whole ass beat, and nah, he running, yo. He running, yo. Like, man, you weirdos, man. Yeah, like exactly, Mad Ting. That it's like, yo, dog, like you telling me that you could seriously, with your own two eyes, watch this man literally get beaten from pillar to post, and your brain refuses to process that. It's like it don't register. Like, he got his ass beat, bro. Like, why do you keep thinking about this dude is something that he ain't? Why do you keep thinking that? People been telling y'all cats, yo, the dude your dude is not that good, bro. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. I've been saying, like, yo, one of these days, the dude that's standing in front of you is not going to be the kind of fighter that just stands in front of you. One of these days. Heavyweight and lightweight carrying boxing now. Welterweight is I'm sick of welterweight. I am, like, I really am sick of that division. I'm so tired of that division. It's so political, and it's a bunch of debutantes in that division. Crawford is like the only cat. Crawford and Porter are the only guys I see that is true blue fighters and warriors. The rest of them cats is debutantes, man. Them cats is debutantes. And I'm not, once again, I've been saying it for at least over a year now. I'm not expecting Crawford to fight Sean, and I'm not expecting Sean to fight Crawford. I never was. Furthermore, I'm not gonna, like, that's not the fight that I'm looking for. The fight I'm looking for is Crawford and Spence. And if it ain't that fight, then I don't care. I'll say super middleweight intrigues me more than middleweight. Middleweight right now is, it's just like, look, I don't got nothing against Ryota Murata, right? I think that dude is good at what he does. I think he's a good fighter. But it's like, bro, like, you don't have a full title. You got a baby belt. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a real for real belt. You got a baby belt. You got the baby version of Canelo's belt. You don't want to fight for a real one? Like a real for real belt? Nobody want to give Demetrius the time of day except Liam Williams. That's it. Nobody else. Just Liam Williams. The soup, yeah, but that I dig that. Like I get it. You right. I mean, you right, John. They ain't fighting neither. They ain't unifying neither. You right. I'm gutted, man. But the silver lining is I'm gonna try to get Hannah on the show. And this time I'm not gonna take an afternoon nap. Because I took an afternoon nap before and my old man genes kicked in and I ended up oversleeping. Pretty sad that the overall welterweight division. Yeah, man, like the welterweight division is supposed to be one of the glamour weights, man, and they expecting us to get excited over Spence versus Garcia, and bro, that's not an exciting fight. Like, why do y'all think that the boxing community is stupid? No, bro. I already seen Danny with Thurman. Was that fight exciting? The Porter fight, was that fight exciting? Don't get me wrong. They're all good fighters. You understand what I'm saying? They're all good fighters. And I'm not saying like, oh, yeah, it's a terrible fight. I'm saying that fight should not be a pay-per-view. I don't think it should be. No, I'm not like I'm like, yo, unless y'all really put something strong on the undercard, I'm not gonna buy that fight. If I saw Thurman versus Garcia a couple of years ago, free of charge, right? I think that fight drew in well over 1 million, something 2-3 million, something like that. If I saw a unification match, because that's what that was, free of charge, why would it make sense here today for me to pay 80 cash for Spence versus Garcia? Bro, that's a tune-up fight. Call it what it is. That's a tune-up fight, bro. They picking Danny because they know Danny's not a physical. Well, let's put it this way. Because they picked him before the car accident, but it was the same underlying principle. Danny is not physical like Sean Porter. Danny is not a mauler like Sean Porter. Danny is not trying to throw a whole heap of punches and get inside your wheelhouse and be on your chest. He don't fight like that. So, like, come on, B. Man, Anthony Sims, I don't know what happened to him, dog. He went to 168 and I don't know what happened to that dude, man. Like, I follow the dude on Instagram to see if he's still training to fight. He just be posting pictures up in Dickie suits with Converses on. I don't know what happened to that dude, B. Bro, I'm telling you, that fight, it don't make sense to charge people $80 for a fight like that. Least of all, when you're going to get a fight the quality of Lomachenko versus Lopez, bro. Like, no, we got Better Be versus Vosdick. Didn't cost $80. We getting Lomachenko versus Lopez. Didn't cost $80. We got, like, think about the unification fights that we had, that did not cost $80, right? This fight is not even a unification fight. And miss me with the old Danny's. No, Danny is not popular. Because if he was popular, he would have been on pay-per-view already. The reason he wasn't on pay-per-view is because he wasn't popular enough. Think about it this way. If they would have been having, say that Thurman and Danny wouldn't have fought way back when in 2016, I believe it was. If they was going to fight today, you know they would have turned that into a pay-per-view. They would have turned that into a pay-per-view. Now ask yourself, for those of you that saw that fight, was that a pay-per-view worthy matchup? They want to do it backwards. They want to convince you that it should be on pay-per-view. They doing it backwards. Like, no, it don't belong on pay-per-view just because you say it does. It belongs on pay-per-view if the audience wants it on there. If there's a big enough audience there for it, that's what determines whether or not it should be on pay-per-view. Now, we all know the infrastructure. It was 2017. Jed. We know the infrastructure that sometimes in order to pay fighters what they want to be paid so that they will fight, you put a fight on pay-per-view. Hey, I understand that. But at the end of the day, it's the people on the ground that determine whether or not that fight belongs on pay-per-view or not. It is them. It's me, you, and everybody else that's willing to pay. It's not the promoters. It's not the managers. It's not the network executives. It's the fans that decide what's pay-per-view worthy and what ain't. And I'm telling you, bro, who from 2018 to 2019, bro, who was asking to see Garcia versus Spence? I wasn't. Was y'all? I know I wasn't. Hey, the whole thing was supposed to be Crawford, go to the welterweight division so you could fight the killers. Crawford, so that they could turn around and start making excuses for people not to fight him. Like, come on, man. That's stupid stuff. That's why I don't get hyped off of welterweight no more. I don't get hyped off that division no more. To me, that's it's a wrap, bro. I'd rather watch 140. 140 been giving me mad excitement without none of the debutante behavior. Yeah, that's what they think, Virtuoso. They think that if they market it a certain way, bro, pay-per-views are created by the fans, not by the promoters, the managers, and the network executives. When there's a big enough demand for a fight, that's what determines whether or not it's pay-per-view worthy. And the last 4 years, I'll say 3 to 4 years, one particular outfit has been doing it backwards. One in particular. I cannot say that it's all of them. Really, it is just one. They bugging out. Like, you can't, just because you think it, just because y'all want it to be a pay-per-view don't mean it should be. They doing it backwards. Like, Felix Trinidad had a massive following behind him. Oscar De La Hoya had a massive following behind him. That's when it makes sense for there to be a pay-per-view. But if you looking out there and you seeing that, well, it ain't a lot of superstars out there, or it ain't nobody that has that kind of, I think you don't need to be staging pay-per-views then, period. That's what that mean. If you seeing that, like, yo, this cat or these cats, they ain't really got the following that a Tito had, or that a Oscar had, or that a Floyd had, or that a Manny had, or that a Mike Tyson, I think you don't need to be staging pay-per-views then, period. You know, it's a lot of fighters that go their whole career having never fought on pay-per-view or having never headlined a pay-per-view. There's plenty of fighters that go their whole career and don't headline a pay-per-view. So, I mean, that's reality. All right, what's good, Beats? You know what? I want to get Beats on here because he did a very interesting video about this. So I want to limit the conversation to Beats because I don't really want too many people climbing over each other. I'll click the link, Beats, and let me know what you think, bro. And I got to remind y'all, this live is not going to be that long because my son's school stuff is in about an hour. So I'm going to get off just before 11 a.m. Eastern time. But yeah, yo, they doing it backwards, man. They not building stars, bro. I'll click the link. All right,
Yo, what's good, kid?
So what you think about this pay-per-view conversation we having, man? That, like, I saw your video and I agree that it's true. Something being pay-per-view worthy is not necessarily set by anything of it in the audience. That the audience is really who's going to tell you if it's a pay-per-view or not. If they
you don't you don't know what a good pay-per-view is until the numbers come in. That's it, basically. You know, like a lot of people confuse it with, like, you can see a good matchup before the numbers come in or before the fight's fought, even if it turns out boring. Like, most people know that Lopez versus Loma is a good matchup. You know, now it might turn out to be a flop, but you know, that doesn't negate it's a good matchup. You know what I mean?
That's true.
On paper it can look all good, and then in the ring it's a flop. But the pay-per-view thing, we don't know. If Derek does 600,000 against Usyk, all them people saying, "Oh, it's not pay-per-view worthy," they have to, revise what they're saying.
But Derek Chisora is the prime example of. I would say that Derek Chisora drives the point home because this is a guy that does move numbers. Like, people want to see him fight.
Yeah, they do. Like, whether people like it or not, Like his second fight with Dillian done 532, as far as I saw, and he contributed to that. They both contributed to that because the first fight was a war, and plus the rivalry they had, flipping tables and shit like that. They sold the shit out of that.
They did, and that's. I think you got that.
What's it? Oh.
That really drives Derek drives the point home more than anybody, I would say, because that's more or less how pay-per-views are supposed to be. If the market is there and you know that it's there, you put it on pay-per-view. But you can't tell me that Davis, no, dog, wasn't nobody even asking for that. Ain't nobody hyped off of neither of them, bro. When the last time somebody got excited over Leo Santa Cruz? Really though?
It's like Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. No one asked for that fight.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? Nobody asked for it. So Derek is very popular in the UK. Very popular. And if USAC can draw some people to pick up their remote controls over here, it could do a good number. It actually might do more than Povetkin and Finn. And Dylan. It actually might.
If I'm being honest, I honestly believe it's going to sound crazy because it's not like I'm over there to really know, but just looking at the reaction that the fight and Usyk and Derek is having, I feel like it is going to do better. Because, look, Povetkin versus White was an interesting matchup. To me, it was. But I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I watch too much boxing. So looking at that, I know that, that's a good-ass fight. The average dude walking the street not going to know that. They're going to be like, who's Povetkin? The guy AJ knocked out? I'm good. I'm not going to buy that. But Usyk, all right. Usyk is unbeaten. Derek is a fan favorite who has a cult following. Yeah, that joint might actually do 350, maybe 4.
It could do, man. It could do. I think a lot of people are underestimating Derek's popularity. A lot of people Derek is getting a way bigger person than bigger guarantee than Usyk.
Yeah, he the A-side. Yeah.
Derek sold out. No, he didn't sell out the West Ham when he fought David Haye. That 17,000 tickets in the stadium. That's not bad. That ain't bad for a journeyman.
Look, that's what drives the point home. That here you have a throwback, and he's a throwback fighter, bro. He's from the Vitaly Klitschko era. That's literally the era that he come from. He's a throwback fighter. He's been in there with a lot of guys. He's won some fights. He's lost some fights. He got a couple of losses, but he can still sell tickets. And that's what's important. That's really what determines what should be what. They're like, yo, look, people want to see Derek fight, bro. Say what you want. You could talk your pound for pound and you're this and you're that. Do people want to see him fight? Yes. And they're willing to pay. And that's all that matters.
That's what it's about, man. I know I'm going way back, but in the 60s, we had a fighter named Billy Walker over here, a Londoner. And, dude, he couldn't even, he never won a British title. He tried to fight Carl Mildenberger, European level, and got his ass whooped. Got his ass whooped by Henry Cooper for the British title, and he couldn't even win a British title. But if he was around today, he'd be a massive pay-per-view, bro. Massive.
I remember I watched a video this week from Dwyer, and he was talking about Nigel Benn versus Chris Eubank Sr., right? And he was like, you got to understand, the British scene has been a world in and of itself. They're like, them cats, they had to fight each other, and just them fighting each other. I believe it was for the WBO, right?
Yep, it certainly was. Yep, WBO middleweight title. The rematch was for, there was about 3 scraps on the line. I think Ben had 2 of them, and Eubank had the WBO.
And this was around the time that the WBO was not yet recognized by the other 3. I believe that was the situation with that. But regardless of that, that was a big fight, bro. Like, regardless of any of that, that was a big fight. That fight, people want to see it. That's what determines whether or not it should be a pay-per-view or not.
Yo, the second fight, at least, what was it? Maybe, don't quote, maybe 15 million viewers.
Wow, dog. That's astronomical. The only place you're going to see numbers like that is in Japan if either Naoya Inoue is fighting or Murata is fighting. Outside of that, bro, you don't be seeing people bringing in numbers like that. That's insane, bro.
Listen, Ben and Eubank were like royalty over here, bro. Like they were like extremely popular, bro. Extremely popular.
That's wild, bro. And I mean, but if we're being honest, also the problem that we're talking about, right? I'll say Eddie Hearn is a little bit responsible, a little bit, because it's like, yo, dog, like, all right, look, we in a pandemic, right? You gotta understand, bro. You can't put Dave Allen, like, I don't got nothing against Dave Allen. I don't. It's just you can't put him on a joint. Like, I know he has a cult following. I understand that. But dog, like, come on, be real, bro. Like, y'all got better fighters than that over there to be putting this dude on there, man. Like, I'll take Bivol popping up on the matchroom card. And that would make, because well, at least it's a title fight. If Bivol's fighting, at least it's a title fight. All right? Or have, you know what? Tell Chocolatito and Juan, yo, get your passport out. We about to ship you to the UK. We want to put you on the undercard or something like that. Like, yo, you got Dave Allen on the joint, bro. And who is he fighting? He fighting Christian Hammer? Yeah, it's a good fight.
It's terrible. It's not. It's a dreadful fight. It's a dreadful matchup.
You know why I say it's a good fight? This is why I think it's a good fight, but that does not belong on pay-per-view. We don't know that Dave Allen could beat Christian Hammer. He probably can't. So because we don't know, it's like, all right, I'd watch that, but I ain't gonna pay for it. Like, you bugging out. You want me to pay for that? You bugging out.
It's two gatekeepers, bro. We're watching two gatekeepers.
Real
You know, like in the chief support. You know, like, look, it's not for the European title. Look, they're both European. They're both not even qualified to fight for a European title. It's not good, man. It's not good. It's all right. I can't lie. I want to support it. I think Usyk is a good fighter, excellent fighter. I think Derek's been very good for British boxing. I want to support, and I still might, but I just don't like. I don't know, man. Dave Allen, chief support, not impressed, Eddie.
Yeah, like if you think about it, there's not a world title on the line in the main event, and the chief support is Dave Allen. Like, bro, are you guys all right over there? Like, Dave Allen versus Christian Hammer. That's the co-main. Bro, y'all got a lot of fighters under Matchroom, dog. Like,
yeah.
Nah, man. I'm gonna get to see it now. I'm gonna get to see it as part of my DAZN subscription. So it's not that much to me. It's not that much, and I already paid up for the year, so it's like good. But if I'm in the UK and I gotta reach for my wallet and be like, yo, am I gonna buy it?
I think the DAZN package, I think it's worth it. Like to get that fight on there, like for what you pay a month, because you got the whole year, so it's not that much. I think you can. I would put up with Allen versus what's his name, Hammer. But even then, it's only £20 over here. It's only $19.95.
Yeah, but the thing, this is my thing. I'm very driven by principle. You understand? I'm driven by principle because it's not about, oh, do you have it? Do you not have? No, I got it. It's just, do I actually want to pay for that? If I pay for, like if I look at Spencer versus Garcia, right, as a fight, if I pay for that, I'm encouraging that. If I pay for Davis versus Santa Cruz, I'm encouraging that, and I'm not going to encourage that. Them fights, well, look, Garcia versus Spencer is not trash. But it ain't that's not a pay-per-view, bro. I wasn't asking y'all for that. Y'all know damn good and well what I was asking y'all for, and y'all ignoring me. I want Crawford. I don't want, not Garcia. Nah, none of that. I don't want to see Sean Porter too. I don't want to see that. I want Spence Garcia, or you don't get my money. I want Davis versus somebody like Bichel. I swear to God, if it was Gervonta Davis versus Miguel Bichel at 130 pounds, bro, I would pay for that.
But that begs the question now. What is worth value? Gervonta versus Santa Cruz for $70 or $80, or having to deal with Dave on the chief support for $20? I'd say Gervonta Davis is the worth, not the value for money option.
Nah, man. 2 years of kicking. 2 years of nah, bro. Look, Leo has no excuses, man. Bro, look, you was in a division with Gary Russell Jr., Josh Warrington. Like, your division had people that you could have fought, real good people. and you just didn't fight them. All right, Oscar Valdez held the W. Like to me, it's insane that you can have Leo Santa Cruz, and this was the case. Leo Santa Cruz had the WBA. Oscar Valdez had the WBO. That fight never got talked about, and it wasn't because it wouldn't have been a good fight. It would have been a great fight, and it would have did good business. But because of the politics, it never, like, that conversation never really got off the ground. That's how bad boxing has become.
I agree.
That fight over here in America, I guarantee it, if those two guys was finna fight, all the Chicano fans in the Southwest and all of that, they would have came out for that, but it never even got off the ground. Why? Because PBC, oh God, like, do y'all understand how much money y'all leaving on the table with this nonsense?
Yep. Like Tank's opposition level needs to. I was just talking to someone just on the high road a minute, and I said, like, listen, man, Tank, like, you put Tank up there with some of the best lightweights. I said, Tank ain't fought no one in 35. He's had one opponent in his career. What
yep. That's it. Ring Magazine, and I only had recently found out, I think it was either last week or the week before, that Ring Magazine don't even rank him because they said, like, yo, dog, he fought one unranked fighter at 135. You're not top 10 for that.
No, he's not. He definitely isn't.
And this is supposed to be pay-per-view. Like, I'm like, yo, dog, like, the propaganda they use for that kid is just, I'm like, yo, dog, y'all cats just, y'all must, to me, they're in a desperate situation because if you think about the Mayweather Promotions roster, who else do you have? Who else?
Like, Floyd tried to say he's going to sell 2 to 3 million. Floyd, couple of Floyd love that shit, bro. Love that shit.
Like, yo, dog, I think about, like, all right, we know that Golden Boy doesn't have the biggest stable, but they have 2 guys, at least 2 to 3 guys that could turn out to be something, maybe even 4. They got Virgil, they got Ryan. I think they got Belakuziev, Beck the Bully. Like, they got some guys over there that, you know what, down the line, they might turn out to be all right. But I look at, like, Mayweather Promotions, and I'm like, yo, they really only have Tank, bro. Like, Badu Jack is a good boxer. I'll never take that away from him. But I feel like he's towards the other half of his career. Like, it's like, to me, it looked like, yo, it's almost a wrap, bro. It's almost a wrap.
He's hands down the best TMT fighter outside Floyd. Hands down.
Honestly, yes. And I think that I don't think he lost the Pascal fight. That's just me. I don't like being contentious and arguing. But he didn't.
I had Batty winning that fight.
Me, like, to me, like, yeah, Pascal was very aggressive, but you punched him on the arm, bro. Like, that stuff is not getting through. So, like, what they giving it to you for punching him on the gloves and the arms, for shoe shining his forearms? Because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, Tank, I tell you what, he better look good. That's all I can say. He better look good.
Yo, look, they babysat. They are literally babysitting him for this camp, right? And we not. I mean, at the end of the day, if there's any intrigue, it's that we don't know how he's gonna look. We literally don't. He could make the weight. Go ahead, make the weight. That don't mean you ready though. Like, that you fighting fit, that your condition is holding up. We're not gonna know that till the night of the fight. That's the only intrigue, is the scale. That's it.
Man, he's at a full cap, man. He's sure he can go to make weight.
He better. He had an extra week added to it. Remember, they was supposed to fight a week prior, and then they pushed it back so they could get 11,000 people in there. And who knows if they're gonna get 11,000 people in there? But let's see, because the numbers is going back up. So I mean,
oh, your COVID going back up over there?
Yeah, the numbers is going back up. And I think Texas, I believe that Texas is one of the hot spots. So I'm like, hey, man, I don't know. They got about 2 weeks to get it together, or a week and a half to get it together.
It's going back up over here too, man. Back up over everywhere, man. So I had Peter Fury tested positive. Like, so Hannah Rankin and Savannah Marshall's cool off.
Yeah, I woke up and I seen it. And I was like, oh man, I was looking for but it's all good because the Saving Grace's Matchroom has several cards that they're staging before the year is out, and there's plenty of room for them to put that fight on one of them cards. So it's plenty of room.
That's if more people don't test positive when numbers are going up.
That's true too. Because if it gets bad, and it could, if it gets bad, everybody's going right back into lockdown like how we was in March.
Yeah. That's true.
Everybody playing around. Like everybody's like, oh well, I ain't dead. All right, bro. Keep playing around. All right.
I'm not going to mention the name of the channel. Very popular channel. They're still in denial that the while the fight's cool off.
Bro, look. And I have no problem naming names. Like I have no problem because at the end of the day, it's public videos that we talking about. Somebody sent me a video. There's like, yo, I want you to watch this. They sent it to me on I think it was Twitter. It's this cat called Aki TV, right? And and I'm watching this and I'm like, yo, what is this dude on drugs? Like, bro, like, are you crazy? Like, you crazy? Like, you telling me that you can watch Wilder get his ass beat and your brain will not process that? Because you telling me that Fury scared him. Why would Fury be scared, bro?
No, you know what that is? That's actual genuine trauma. That's actual because like they're just not processing what happened in February. They're just not processing it, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna have to get Detective Stabler and Benson because these are special victims and they need to be with the special victims unit. They're like, yo, bro, like you not understanding? He beat his ass, yo. He beat his ass. Why would he be afraid? Like they're literally telling you, and I think that's what's worse. Not only are they telling you why this is happening, but it's very easy to understand. And they still like, you can't accept that. No, this is weird.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, one of my friends gave a dude who was supposedly, you know what I mean, like, proper thug or whatever. And he wasn't, he had a reputation. And my friend beat the fuck out of him. Right? In front of everybody. And like, they tried to make so much like, you know, oh, he wasn't ready. He caught him off. Like, because he wouldn't go around where his crew went to fight all of them, who probably had fucking knives or knows what. Because he wouldn't go around there to sort it out. Oh, you see, he's scared now. I said,
yeah, like yo, like that. It's like yo. I honestly feel that is a testament because I always look at who's saying it. And what demographic do they appeal to try to wrap my mind around? Okay, well, what kind of people are these? And I'm like, yo, dog, you telling me that you could watch this man get his whole ass beat, both cheeks, and you still won't register? Like, what's wrong with you, dog? Like is your brain broken?
They believe Fury's still scared of Wilder. That's scary.
And no, and this is the cat. A couple of months ago, somebody sent me a video of that same person, and they said, "Can you make a video addressing this?" And obviously, it was about Glovegate, and that was months ago, bro. In the video, he talking about how, yeah, man, they got proof, yo. They're gonna come out with the proof, yo. They got the smoking gun. He's like, in the court of law, the evidence is true. Like, what evidence are you talking about, dog? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
They're crazy.
If they had proof, remember, and I bring this up all the time.
Yeah.
When Povetkin got popped for the Maldonium, they went to the court, Johnny on the spot, like, yo, dog, we want to sue for damages. It didn't take them long to do that. But you telling me that he got proof of Fury and y'all not gonna go to court? The fight was months ago, bro, in February. If y'all had something,
what proof they got? What proof? What, the glove looked a little distorted in a still picture? They got all these gloves like that in the still pictures.
Bro, I mean, it's like, and it's so what is disturbing because at minimum, what we can deduce is that these individuals are trying to make clickbait for money. That's the and that I can understand, honestly. Like I understand, like I don't condone it, but I understand it. What I don't understand is how so many people can fall for it. You're telling me that this number of people are this stupid that they like really do, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Like, listen, like he's ruined as a fighter. To me, he's finished. I see him as fight. I see him finished. Yeah,
I mean, to me, he is, because this silence, like, bro, the dude Fury basically is skipping out on you, and you're not gonna go on Fanon or the Boxing Voice or Dante to complain. That's crazy. Think about that, Beats. The dude is walking away, Fury walking away. He's bailing on you, and you're not even gonna complain. You know what that tells me? That you don't want that fight. Because if you wanted that fight, you would be complaining like, no, bro, how you gonna skip out on me? I want my third fight. You're not even saying nothing.
There is no argument to suggest that Wilder would even want to spar with Tyson Fury. There's no evidence. No evidence at all. I don't get it at all, man. Like, just dumb shit.
Think about it, that if Wilder was every inch as motivated to fight Tyson Fury for a third time, you telling me that Fury could make as many public statements as he wants? He could go on behind the gloves. He could go on Boxing Social. He could go on all the different media outlets and let his opinion be heard. And Wilder's still not saying nothing. Like, bro, Wilder. Look, the video that was sent to me says Wilder blasts Fury for bailing out on the fight. And you watch, Wilder's not in the video, bro. It ain't even a Wilder quote in the video. Like, what is it?
Wilder ain't gonna say nothing about Fury until he's sure Fury signed another fight and Fury's safe away from getting him in the ring. Because he don't want to say anything can get Fury mad. Come on, then, you fucking does I love you now. Come on, get in the ring. Full step to it. You got to fight. You know what I mean? Wilder don't want that. Wilder doesn't want that, bro. He doesn't want that.
That's yo, I swear to God, and I'm not saying it on some banter. I'm serious. That like, yo, dog, like Wilder's super duper quiet. He's quiet as a church mouse. That don't tell me that he want that fight. This dude, look, before he got his ass beat, you couldn't get him to shut the fuck up. Like, you couldn't.
Bro, I've been watching the fucking sport for nearly 40 years. I've never seen someone silenced by a loss like that ever. Never.
Look, Fernando Vargas got his ass beat by Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh,
but
yeah.
even after that ass whooping, Oscar said that Fernando would go up to him and tell him, "You didn't beat me. You didn't beat me. You didn't." You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. Because they had a serious grudge between.
And I think about that, and I'm like, so Fernando basically still that what that tells me is that Fernando at any given moment, at the drop of a hat, he'll fight Oscar again. That's what that tell me. But Wilder not even talking, bro. He's walking around in the woods.
He's walking around. Yeah, listen, I see him shooting guns with a whole load of white dudes in the woods. Wilder don't want the fight, bro. He don't want Wilder's changing his life as we're speaking right now. Wilder is evaluating his life.
I think so, and I'm not saying it to take the piss, but I mean that when I look at the situation, I see someone who is likely evaluating their life right now. They're like, yo, should I even keep boxing? Should
100%.
Because that's what it looked like to me. They're like, yo, if you're Wilder and you're at this point, you made a couple of million, maybe you want to try out acting, because you like acting, maybe you go in
an interview where he says he wants to retire in a few years and start acting. I go look for the segments where he says it. Yeah, he says it.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, dog. Like, look, like, and once again, I'm not saying this stuff because we're fans. We attack each other. Wilder has his fans, AJ has his fans, etc. I'm not saying it because of that. I'm like, look, dog, I've been watching this sport for a very long time. To Beach's point, I have never seen a man get his ass beat from the silence. I've never seen that before.
I've never, never, I've never, and I've seen people get embarrassed. You know what I mean? Get dealt with. AJ got embarrassed. I'm an AJ fan. AJ got embarrassed, bruh. He got embarrassed. But
Yeah.
AJ got on his back, was riding around New York. You can see he was a little, you know what I mean, disoriented when he was doing that. But yo, how he dealt with it. Even with Dylan getting knocked out, how he dealt with the loss.
Yeah, that's a perfect example, though. Dillian White got cold slept before he even hit the ground, right? He got cold slept. How did he deal with a loss? Yo, I want a rematch. He went right up to Eddie. Eddie in the middle of an interview. Eddie looks sad. What you see? Dillian, yo, I want to get the rematch. Can you set that up? That's fighter shit. Wilder, he in the woods reading poems.
You know what? It's the politics of perception. Because now, when he speaks up, he could go, yeah, man, the man ran away from the rematch and that. He didn't want the rematch. Because what they're going to do now is make it seem like, oh, Fury moved on before we could schedule a rematch.
Right.
So it's the politics of perception. You know what I mean? Because now he feels like, to his audience, obviously, the brighter ones, we know Wagwan, yeah? But to his audience, a bunch of morons that they are, it could seem like, because remember, this narrative has been used before, after the first fight, where it's like, oh, Fury moved on. He doesn't want to fight me. He did this, that. He got away from scheduling a rematch. He signed here. He made things more difficult. So it's really going to be the same thing again, yeah? Man's gonna come back and say, yeah, no. He moved, you know what I mean? We were working on scheduling it, and then he went off and said, fuck it, yeah, contract expired or whatever. So it's the politics of perception. He doesn't want it yet, but he can't man up and handle it because he's chatted all this shit. So now he's just gonna play perception politics and go, all right, you know what I mean?
But to that point, Lennox, right? That would be saying that they have some sort of a plan for Deontay Wilder that does not include Tyson Fury, right? And does not include AJ, because for the next 12 months, in all likelihood, they're going to be tied up with each other. And I'm thinking to myself, if Wilder decides to crawl out of his hole and start talking to people again in public, who are you going to fight, bro? Andy Ruiz?
No one, yeah, he's not going to fight anyone. But remember, this is a man with a fragile ego. This is really about him saving face. I don't think... listen, I'm not sure that they're all on the same plate. You get me, right? I think his team, the financial man, they want to recoup their money. I don't think Wilder wants another beating. You know what I
mean? Wilder being changed, like with Nassim getting beaten by Barrera. No, the thing was, Nassim accepted his loss. He knew he was beaten by the better man. And let me tell you something about that fight, right? Because I watch, I know boxing and I know the rankings, right? I was telling everybody, I said, you do know Barrera is not the same as the fighters that Nassim's fighting. Oh, but Nassim's going to smash you, man. He's going to knock him out. I said, listen, I told him, prepare for something special, guys.
And Barrera went in there on some no nonsense. Yep. I'm here to beat the shit out of you.
Those aren't even parallels, fam. Those things are not parallels, because you know what I mean. Like, I'm not sure.
Nassim and he was mouthy, but he took his loss. He accepted his L, right? And to be honest with him, by that stage there, his hands were banged up, and he lost enthusiasm anyway for the game. He lost it. He was losing. After that loss there, he just lost enthusiasm. He'll probably tell you the same. I don't think it's the same. He achieved way more than Wilder as well. He had about 3 scraps.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like with what like Wilder is, to me, he's a byproduct of this generation, because to me, it's honestly, it's bizarre, and I've been saying it for 3 years. These guys are not boxing fans, though. Like, no, you're not boxing. I don't know what y'all cats are. I don't know who brought you cats over here, whatever's going on, but y'all not boxing fans supporting just the weird shit that these cats are into. Like, just like, brother, the dude got his ass beat, and you can't even take it like a man.
You know what someone said in the comment? They said Finkel wants to fight more than Wilder, and that's precisely what I'm saying. It's like the man them that have money invested in it, they're trying to talk. Probably right now, they're chatting him up, trying to get him to go in there and fam, let's just recoup a bit or whatever. You know what I mean? Because remember, listen, Finkel's the same man that was promoting promoting fights in apartheid South Africa. You know what I mean? Let's not think that he gives a shit about Wilder at all. You know what I mean? So I think here's my argument is that the financial interests, which in my opinion, don't include Wilder, right? Because if they did, he would have taken 120 million. The financial interests and the man who got battered are not on the same hymn sheet. They're not singing off the same hymn sheet. But the problem there is for anything to happen, Wilder's got to step in the ring.
Well, let's put it this way: if the focal point is recouping money, because and on this
No. I understand that there's no money in it. You get me? But
I'm saying this. If their goal is to finally start making money with Wilder, because you know how I feel about it, like y'all not making no money with this guy. Y'all keep pouring money into this guy, and he's not bringing y'all that. Why? Remember, y'all gave him a care package because he rejected the Zone's deal. Y'all gave him a care package. Y'all never got that money back. You give him $30 million guaranteed to fight Tyson Fury for a second time. You didn't get that back either. You didn't. You cannot justify the spending that goes into this guy. So Shelly Finkel, if you're listening, your man with a plan, Julius, has a plan for you, right? You get Deontay Wilder to fight Charles Martin. You guarantee Wilder $2 million. That's guarantee him $2 million. Why? Because that's the only amount of money you know he can bring you back. That's what you can afford to lose.
You think Wilder will fight for $2 million again?
No. But
No.
also when we're talking about the financials, you do know that there's one thing we know, one man that know the person who knows that they took a big L more than anyone else is Bob, and Bob knows there's no money in it. That's why Bob's trying to chase down the money fight as quickly as possible. Because Bob's looking at this like, you know what, fuck y'all. Yeah, we could go over here, and it doesn't even matter what. Listen, taking the B side because they're clearly the B side on the financials in the unification match. They would make it more than they could make in 2 Wilder fights.
Bro, he could fight Wilder 5 times on Mars with everyone in attendance. Like, bro, you're not gonna get that AJ money, man. Because you're not though. And how long? For 3 years, I've been saying, like, yo, dog, like, you not the money, bro. If you would accept your role, then you would make progress. But for 3 years, you just did not want to accept your role. You're the B side. In order for you to become the A side, you got to bite the bullet and make sacrifice. Nah, you don't want to do. Nah, I want 50. All right, bro. All right, bro. And we see how it all turned out. Generational wealth, right? All that bullshit, all them buzzwords. Bro, you got bro.
It's amusing. It's amusing because, you know, someone was trying to argue a point with me on, I think on Twitter when I was chatting about Frank going on about this thing. And I was just like, they were like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a co-promotion with what do you call it? God, what's Bob's company? And I'm breaking it down. I was like, fam, I've been in 3 continents in the last 3 weeks. And I can tell you right now that the global reach, I'm sorry, maybe the historical perspective or whatever of Bob's company is great, but the global reach in terms of broadcast rights, reach of this thing, I could tell you what boxing outfits you could see in different territories between the Matchroom global reach with part of the DAZN, not even DAZN, and then we're going to chat about the fact that Eddie's the only one who's legitimately in bed with the Saudis. He's the only one with the legit access to the
MTK and Tyson. They're
MTK.
Bob's not in with the South, but he's in with Daniel.
No, what I'm talking about, factually speaking, who's actually got an on-paper partnership and has actually done business and brought in money. They have an actual partnership.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. MTK thing's on a dodgy thing. You know what I mean? They kicked that man off the panel.
Look, MTK is for real, and They not look. All my Irish people, I love y'all. I love all of y'all. But if MTK offers me a job, you better believe your ass I'm taking it. I don't know why y'all think I'm a saint. Oh, they said what? Oh what? Are you crazy? Do you understand the type of people? Like you crazy? If look, man. If what's his name? Kenna? If Kenna want to eat some brunch with me, hey man, I'm all ears, bro.
That's mad. That's mad. Yeah, but listen, but what I was saying is, yeah, regardless of the connects, you don't see Barry and Eddie letting this, or even you got or 358 or 258 letting this run through anyone else. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna look at the pots. Who's bringing what to the table? What money to the table?
Well, the value is plummeted, man. Like you say, it's plummeted. There's no way that MTK and Bob Arum want to go through that right now. You know what I mean? They want to go through that third fight. They know the money's not there. Money ain't there.
The problem, I think, and I don't want to turn this into like a one-sided beating like the rematch was, but I honestly feel in my foot that while this problem always was that you're not appealing to boxing fans, like boxing fans that pay money for boxing, you have an audience. That's measurable in social media, but that social media following isn't really translating into dollars because those are boxing fans. Boxing fans will pay money for boxing. Your fans, Fire Stick Committee.
That's the translation metric. That's a translation metric that is, that's the battle. And not to like pound on Wilder. It's the same problem with, say, a Ryan Garcia, right? It's a translation metric. It's like how much of this, how much of this quote unquote audience you have do we translate to actual revenue? It's about reach. How does your reach translate to real time revenue?
Yeah, like I'm like, look, we've all engaged, seen the sport for a very long time. We've seen fighters come and go. We've seen how fighters get built up and how fighters get broken down. We've all seen that. And to me, it's like, yo, dog, you are an anomaly because you're a hot topic, but only when it's free. You are a hot topic. If I do a Wilder video, it's gonna probably get a little bit more views than if I do a Chocolatito video. Or if I do an Aoyai Nui video, it's going to get views. But when it's time to pull out the wallets and start spending, that's when you see that, like, yo, dog, like, if you was really popping, like, they would, like, yo, you'd be the A side. You have the bigger, well, you're in a bigger country that's supposed to have a bigger demographic, a bigger market, more people, more wallets. But, dog, the numbers don't lie, bro.
Yeah, it's mixtape hot versus album hot.
Yeah, it's like when Jada went platinum on the streets. Bro, that shit don't mean nothing. That just means this mad motherfucker stealing from you. That's what that means. Oh, Jada went platinum in the streets. He got like, man, you don't want to go platinum on the streets. You want to go platinum. I remember cats was saying that like, because we was talking about this was always the eternal argument. I'm a Jay-Z guy. I'm like, yo, dog, the only guy I've seen, it's very few artists I've seen exhibit the kind of longevity that Jay-Z exhibited. Like, this guy's been around. He's been around for ages, bro. And they'll be like, oh, but Jada. Like, look, I love Jada. I got Jada. I buy his albums. Like, I don't buy shit no more because music sucks. But I bought his albums. Like, bro, you're not going to tell me that they on the same level. No, they're not. I'm sorry. No, they're not. That loaded lyrical content. What lyrical content, bro? You're not moving units. You're not gonna convince me. Yeah, this is a quality album that don't. No, that don't exist, bro. Quality is measured in numbers. That's sorry.
In hip hop, though, is that always the case? Though, is that always the case?
No, because you got guys like Vanilla Ice that sold a lot of units. But all right, does Vanilla Ice have the longevity of Jay-Z? No, so he's not an example. You got 12 Feet of Snow. Like you had one good hot song, right? And that moved a lot of units, that one good hot song. Do you have the longevity of a Jay-Z? No. So don't bring me one-hit wonders as examples of how that logic doesn't work. No, it does work. Jay-Z has power.
It's not even. It's about translation, fam. It's like you can ping. You can. So here's the thing, right? Okay. Here's what I mean by translation. If you look at the metrics, the AJ loss, right? Highest metrics of the year, right? In boxing, basically on every platform, right? Now you got to say, okay, yeah, this is getting a lot of hits on all socials, on every measurable metric. Does it translate to? Does it translate? So how does it translate? When you look at the next fight, did the next fight bring in views? Did it bring in money? Next fight, highest thing of the year. That's the metrics translating. Not like Wilder's getting all this supposedly social attention, yeah, but can't sell out a family barbecue.
That's like look. Like what was it? They had gave Wilder an award or something. I remember, right? They had gave him some kind of an award, and I remember that the usual suspects was making videos about that, and I'm like, bro, that award is not going to put no asses in no seats. You understand? It has to translate. How many awards did Floyd get? Right? Was Floyd ever MBE or anything of the sort? No, but he was getting money.
Nah, but fam, that's not MBE is a that's a Queen's award. That's
No, because this was the conversation that was being had, right? They were talking about how Wilder got that award, and I said, so what? Anthony Joshua was MBE. Like, I mean, if we're gonna compare, like, because that was the comparison at the time, I'm like, Anthony Joshua was MBE. None of that is relevant, though. What's relevant is Joshua puts asses in seats.
What
Now,
award did Wilder get?
he got some, what?
It was the most Googled or some shit. Like it was
Yeah,
really
it was some goofball shit. And I'm like, y'all really close?
Oh,
Like,
listen. Do y'all know what that Google thing was? He was the most Googled person for that week.
like yo, dude, I'm like, y'all just like I don't want to be the one that says it, but I'm like, yo, it's like a pity party. Like y'all just keep patting him on the shoulder, like if he could wipe his own ass, good job. When he writes,
he saw the Pope. He said, "When the Pope got 5 million followers, Wilder got 5 million followers now." I
remember that when he went to see the Pope, and I'm like, yo, look, God bless everything. Cool, great. You saw the Pope. How the hell does that translate into pay-per-view buys, though? Like, how? You think it's gonna be a bunch of priests at the fight? Fuck them up,
madness.
Yo, dude, like, what the hell is happening? And I'm like, yo, dude, like, it's goofball shit. Like, yo, y'all gotta stop. Like, this is goofball shit.
Yeah, but honestly, the other thing, yeah, is if they had a real case, you gotta understand that Bob is off the tribe, Shelley's off the tribe. So if there was a real thing here, trust me, the Jewish lawyers would already be in litigation. If there's one thing
you're singing to the choir. Like, bro, if you had anything that even indicated or suggested foul play, bro, it would have been dudes with curly sideburns lined up around the block.
Fellas, I have a question. It's an honest question, and I don't want it to sound like I'm bragging on the man, but it's an honest question. If Deontay Wilder has to fight Tyson Fury again, will he retire?
I think so. I mean, I said this. I mean, I'm not saying it like just now. Like, you could go back to the videos I made immediately after the fight. That I'm like, yo, dog, you don't have nowhere to go from here because you made $30 million from this fight. Are you down to go back to $2 million purses and $5 million purses from that? No. To fight guys that could probably beat you? No. I've been said, like, you think Wilder want to stick around? Or Fury, if he would have become undisputed. You think they want to stick around for Arslanbek Makhmudov and Philippe Pergovic and Daniel Dubois and just all these guys that are coming up? All of them are going to want you. All of them.
Anyone who believes Wilder's going to stick around to get bashed up by Hrgovic or Jagber, one of the prospects, is smoking that shit.
I reckon Wilder would take a Jagber's head off, though, to be fair.
He might not, though. I haven't been sparring. He might not.
Yeah, and that question, right? That question that, like, you know what? Like, maybe a Jogba can get him. When they put that $5 million or that $2 million in front of you, like, yo, we got $2 million for you to fight a Jogba. Bro, you gonna look at that like, you know what? You know what? I'm out, bro. It's been real. I love y'all. I'm out of here. That's what's gonna happen. Because you're not gonna do it. Not if you came from
How much money does he have? Like 40 plus million? 50?
I would say 40 plus. I would in total wealth amassed.
How much did he get for the Brazil fight, Ortiz 2 and Fury 2?
Okay, for the Brazil fight, the number is less than 20. So like this is all the numbers that are being floated around. It's somewhere between 12 and less than 20. So let's just call it 14.
Split the difference and go 15, 16.
Yeah. Let's say
it was 11 million with an incentive.
What was the incentive?
It was that was Steven. There was something negotiated with Steven and this thing. It wasn't directly from him, but it was 11 million cash. I think 11 point something, and there was some sort of incentive to Al.
Right.
Let's just call it 12 mil, man. Right?
Yeah.
12 with Brazil. I have because remember what the guaranteed purses for.
So you know why? Because it was a third of the budget.
What the Ortiz fight? You know they took a loss. You know they did. You know it. Like, bro,
how much did you get for the Ortiz fight?
The second Ortiz fight is the one I'm talking about. The guaranteed purses was what, like 3 or something like that. It wasn't a lot. Like it was. There was reports saying that Ortiz is gonna get 7 million. My ass, bro. My fucking ass, bro. Like, no.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Well, I mean, listen, you could see Ortiz didn't get 7 million, because you look at the mandem that made money. You see how they act after they get AJ payday. You see what Rui's life is like. You see what Joseph Parker's life is like. You see any man that's made over 5 million. You see their life post that fight. Now you look at Ortiz. Does he look like a man that made 5 million?
That dude's still in Miami, dog. Like I'd have been moving bricks to China White if I was Ortiz and retired. Like this dude is ready to kick down Andy Ruiz's door for a payday.
Yeah, he doesn't even have enough money to replace his wig being split on the top of his head.
Yeah, like the fighter, right? Just think about it this way, and it's a common sense argument, which I know Wildest fans don't have, so this is gonna go way over their head. Do you think that if the man had just got $7 million, right, or for that he would have been? And this was months ago. We're not talking about now. This was months ago before COVID shut everything down. You think he would have been chasing down Andy Ruiz if he got no, bro? He would have been sitting on that money. Look at Charles Martin when he got what was it, $6 million? That dude went on a rampage. I don't know what he was high on. It wasn't weed.
Man was smoking that cake too.
Hey, anyway, fellas, I got to do my son's virtual school thing. It's been a pleasure.
Big up Ray IQ.
Big up, Gillis. Take care.